This episode of WDW Today is being sponsored by All-Star Vacation Homes. And picture this. You want to go to Walt Disney World with your family, and you've got, maybe 4, 5, 6 more people coming with you. And you're saying, it's really not going to work out terribly well for us to all cram into a value resort. And, it's going to be prohibitively cost for us to go stay at, a 2-bedroom unit because we're not Disney Vacation Club members like Newell. So what are we going to do? Are we just have to pay a couple $1,000s? No. All-Star Vacation Home, baby. That's right. You go to allstarvacationhomes.com. Look the perfect house for you. Maybe you'd like your own private pool, a full kitchen, and a game room. Or perhaps you're looking for that private pool and some nice amenities in the community area. You know what? You can pick the perfect house for you, and the best part is it's going to be a fraction of the price that you'd pay to stay on Walt Disney World property, and you're still close. Check them out online at www.allstarvacationhomes.com.
This is Walt Disney World Today. Give us 5 minutes and we'll give you the world.
It's Friday, March 12th, 2010, and this is episode 693 of WDW Today. I'm Matt Hochberg of StudioCentral.com. Joining me on today's show is Len Testa, co-author of the unofficial guide to Walt Disney World. And Len, they say it's kind of frightening how this younger generation swings. What do you think?
It's more than just some new sensation.
Well, if the kids losing sleep. And the cradle.
Thank you, Matt.
Also joining us on today's show is Mike Newell of Mouse World Radio. And Mike, I would have more Rush references in these show intros, but they don't have awesome talking
lyrics.
Talking in the middle of the song like David Lee Roth does.
And we're proud of that.
I was going to say, because Geddy Lee never forgot the words.
Very good.
Also joining us on today's show is Mike Scopa, a senior feature writer and blogger for allears.net. Welcome, Mike.
No, he forgot to pack his trunk.
Jungle Cruise.
Jungle Cruise.
Yeah, Jungle Cruise, yeah.
And also joining us on today's show is our special guest, Lisa Gully of workoutmommy.com. She's also on Twitter, Workout Mommy. Welcome to the show, Lisa.
Thank you for having me.
Pleasure to have you on here. And today we're talking about the 2010 Princess Half Marathon, which took place last week. And Len, Lisa, and Mike Scopa ran in the race while Newell and I slept soundly.
That's right.
Isn't it ironic that it's 2 guys and 1 woman on the show when it was 13,500 women and 500 men? That's a little bit odd. And Mike, did you run last year too?
No, I didn't run in the first one. Nope.
Oh, between us we have 3 races, 3 Princess Half Marathon runs. It's amazing. Lisa, what made you decide you wanted to run the race? Because we're crazy, but I don't know about you.
Well, I got invited in January, about 6 weeks after I had my son, and thought, this would be a great incentive to get back in shape. Not really thinking how short 6 weeks really is to get ready for it. So
you got ready for a half marathon in 6 weeks
after giving birth?
Yes.
Wow.
So I was postpartum craziness.
I'm serious when I say that I misclipped one of my toenails and was seriously considering not running. I can't imagine what was going through your head when you decided to run a race on 6 weeks. How did you train for that?
Not very well.
But you beat our times.
Yeah.
That's the other thing. You ran faster than Mike and I. Now, to be fair, I was stopped a few times along the way for pictures and autographs. So that's my excuse.
Right.
I don't. And just if the same thing happened to you, now is not the time to say it.
Okay. No. I ran as fast as I could.
So have you? Thank you for that. And so have you been to Disney World recently? Had you been there before? Had you seen the course?
No, I had not been to Disney World since I was a kid. So I was very excited to go and take part in the event.
This is amazing.
What did you think of the event? Have you run other half marathons before?
I have. I've done a handful of half marathons, and I've done 3 full marathons.
Wow. So what did you think? And this was your first Disney event.
This was my first Disney event, yes.
What did you think?
It was fun. I mean, they really went all out. It was a really good time. I loved the characters along the course that helped tremendously on those boring highway miles. it was just a really fun event.
That's great. And what time did you? What day did you get down in to Orlando for the race? What did you get fly in like the day before, or?
I was fortunate enough. I got down Friday night, but I brought my baby with me, so that added a whole new element to my sleeping pattern.
That's right. I saw that. I saw your updates on Twitter. What was that like?
Exhausting. I'm still nursing him, so it was quite the challenge.
Wow. I don't think
I think I'm going to send Lisa my medal.
Yeah, really. I think it was just send Lisa our medals. I don't want to meet Lisa in a dark alley, I think. So how did you manage to do all this? So you're flying down, you're prepping for a race.
Mm-hmm.
Where'd you stay in Disney World?
The Polynesian.
What'd you think of the Poly?
It was nice. I went there as a kid, and I remembered it being much, much bigger as a child. It seemed kind of small to me.
That's funny. And and what did you do Saturday? I guess you registered and.
Yep, Saturday, and then we did some tours of the ESPN zone, and we did a big fancy dinner the night before.
That's right, Cuisina, right?
Yes.
How was Cuisina?
It was good. It definitely wasn't what I would call pre-race food, but it was good.
Yeah, so the people at my table who were actually running in the race the next day too, they got, I guess there was some sort of macaroni and cheese type dish, like a heavy cheese and pasta thing.
Yeah, it's a Greek lasagna one.
Greek lasagna. What did you have, Lisa?
I had the vegetables. I played it safe.
Smart move. I had the chicken with cinnamon,
mm-hmm.
which was just weird. So somebody walked by my table and said, it's like trying to eat your entree and dessert at the same time because they're two different flavors. It was and totally that's what it was. It was like chicken parmesan with cinnamon on it. Weird. Anyway, but I was fine. Did you so you ate dinner? Did you get any sleep the night before the race?
No, I didn't get any sleep. I slept for 90 minutes.
Did you really? Oh my God.
And several times I was thinking to myself, what am I doing? Why am I doing this?
Oh, did you have anyone down helping you out with your
My
baby?
aunt came down to watch the baby while I was running.
Oh, great.
So I didn't just leave him alone in the hotel room.
I was going to say you brought him along. That was
Yeah.
That was what I was waiting for you to say. Yeah, I had to carry the child, and I nursed as I was going along, and
Yes.
still beat your times.
Changed his diaper twice.
Changed his diaper twice, exactly. Burped him. I taught him how to speak while he was. He's up to the letter M right now. Oh, in American Sign Language. It was miles 10 through 12. Yeah, anyway. Fabulous. So the race started. So what time did you get to the course?
We got there. It was about probably 4:30.
And if I understand correctly, Laura hooked you guys up with a media tent, right? So you weren't standing out in the cold with the rest of us schlubs.
Yes, thank God for that media tent.
How was that?
I mean, it wasn't heated, but it had walls. So.
Oh, so okay,
nice.
that's not
Oh,
terrible.
I'll tell you, it was 20 degrees colder in January for the Walt Disney World Half Marathon. So you can imagine how welcomed that tent would have been in January. And sleet and wind. Ugh.
Well, and he had to run uphill both ways. Apparently, I don't know, some sort of complaint about the race. It was I brought hand warmers with me because I knew it was going to be cold.
Everybody, it seemed like you had a bag.
I did. I brought like a Target bag full of hand warmers for everyone because I thought you never know who you're going to see, But I'm here's the mistake I made. I only made one. Well, other than not really training for the race,
bag.
I didn't run with the bag, but I went and bought the Target brand hand warmers instead of the brand name hand warmers, and I'm telling you, it was like if someone's breathing on you from 10 feet away, that's about as hot as these hand warmers. There was nothing. I actually looked at them like, was I supposed to microwave these ahead of time or something to get? And there was just no heat coming out of those things at all.
I got nothing from the one you gave me.
I know, it was useless. I was like, do I have to squish it like silly putty? What?
Yeah, I thought mine was defective when you gave it to me during Tent Fest. I was like, this thing's kicking any second now.
So Friday night, Lisa, we actually camped out on and slept on the ground.
I saw that on Twitter, and I wasn't sure if I believed that or not. So you guys really did camp on the ground.
We really did
Unfortunately,
on the ground, and it was 40 degrees.
And you did this on purpose?
Yeah, apparently because people hate me. I don't know what we agreed to. And then Saturday, instead of kind of taking it easy, we actually did a scavenger hunt team challenge event for charity Saturday in Epcot. So we ran around Epcot for like 5 hours, but we raised a couple $1,000s for Avon breast cancer research. Was it?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And then so my charity was Make-A-Wish. So we did that. So by the time Saturday night rolled around, I was pretty tired.
Mm-hmm.
Generally not. So you got to the race, you got to the starting line. What corral were you in?
I had a B corral, but I chose to go to the very end with everybody. So we were like the last people to start.
Oh, so we actually were pretty close to each other because I was in the back of B too. And what did you think of the start in the first few miles of the race?
It was fine. It went by pretty fast.
Yeah.
About mile 3, I was thinking, okay, are we done? Can we go now?
Exactly. This was a great run. This was just the best event ever. Good night, God bless. The interesting thing they did with this start was for each corral they spaced the start of each corral 7 minutes apart,
mm-hmm.
and that really alleviated course congestion. In previous years, Mike can testify to this. They started everyone, relatively speaking, at once, and there were instances where we were still jammed together at mile 5.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Where you couldn't take a full stride on pavement because there were so many people. So I think this year they did a much better job of staggering the starts.
Yes. Yeah. It was still pretty crowded, but I can imagine how bad it would have been had they not staggered them.
Well, the other thing too is that when we ran up World Drive, we ran on the left side this time and in January, whereas in years past we actually shared the other side of World Drive, and that path was divided in half. So we actually were running towards the elite runners coming back. So I liked it this way much better.
Oh yeah, you always hate to see those people that are almost done and you're just started.
Yeah, like people at mile 8 when you're at mile 3. That's always fabulous. Right. Yeah, that's always great. So what did you think of running through the Contemporary and into the Magic Kingdom? What was that like?
That was definitely my favorite part, going into the park. And, that was where the spectators were, and the hype started to build, and you're starting to feel like a rock star. So it was fun. That's
my favorite part. It usually makes me feel like that part, and then right after mile 8, when you're running through that narrow set of crowds on both sides around the Speedway. It really, to me, looks like, or feels like the crowds you see like during the Tour de France, where the bikers are like going right through the crowd, and you can't figure out how they're making their way through the crowd because everybody's so close. It feels like that, but it's a lot of fun. It's definitely a great bit of energy. Did you happen to stop at any of the bathrooms in the Magic Kingdom along the way? Because apparently that's the one thing that everybody talked about, that there were apparently the lines were so long in the bathrooms at the Magic Kingdom that
they were unisex. They were unisex.
Women were using both bathrooms. I missed this. I didn't stop in the Magic Kingdom.
No. I just hit the water fountains. I didn't hit the bathrooms.
Good.
I was trying to get fast passes for things, but they weren't open. It was kind of sad. So on the way back, what did you think about the trip back? So you leave the Magic Kingdom, you go through the backside where you see all the dead parade floats and everything, and then you kind of go past the Grand Floridian and the Polynesian, and there's that long stretch of nothing.
Yes, that extremely boring stretch of highway.
And it's uphill too, isn't it?
Yeah, and that's definitely, again, where I thought in my head, why am I here? The extent I go to get away from my other children for a few days.
But at least in this race, they did have Captain Jack Sparrow. They had what's the name of that bug?
Flick.
Flick. They had Flick.
Yeah.
They had the pirates. So they had the princes. So it was pretty. That was pretty entertaining. They normally would not have that on the road back to Epcot. So that was pretty cool.
One thing.
My favorite was the Army Men.
Oh yeah, the Green Men. Yeah, that was great. That was around mile 11, right? 11
Which
or 12?
one?
It was about between 10 and 11, I think.
Yeah, the Green Army Men. They were on the left hand side of the road. They were pretty vocal, actually, like calling out people to come join the Green Army. It was Mike. It was around the curve after you go up the big on ramp. There's sort of curve.
Yeah.
They're right there.
I meant to tell you this, Len. I don't know if I got the chance to tell you this, but I tried something different on that particular. No, what I did is, now obviously if normally you would say if you've got a ramp like that and it's going counterclockwise and it's bearing to the right, you want to stay on the inner side so that you're traveling at a shorter distance. But what I decided to do is I ran on the outside because the banking started from the top to top left down to the right. So by staying on the outside, I never felt like I was running uphill. I always felt like I was on even ground, and I was able to run. I ran up that thing like it was nothing. So
yeah, because it seems like is it less steep?
Yeah, so there's no banking. So I said to myself, when I get to Heartbreak Hill, that overpass before we get into Epcot, when that bears a little bit, I did the same thing. I went into the outside, and that was the first time I was able to run up both those ramps.
You stayed on the outside.
I stayed on the outside, yeah.
I love this idea. I'm going to have to try this. Lisa, did you have any particular race strategy?
Just get to the end alive.
Yeah, 13.1, baby, 13.1. What did you think of running into Epcot?
Oh, that was cool. That was very cool to see the golf ball in the background, and knowing that it was the end, I was Facebooking the picture saying, "I'm almost there."
Oh, you were, of course you were blogging too as you were running. How could I not assume that? But you're getting knitting done on the way too, but I think by that time I was pretty much done with the race. Actually, it wasn't bad. I think I ran 10, walked 2, and then ran the last 1.1. I had some weird cramping issue in my knees going on. It was weird, but I might train for the next one. Are you? So what are your plans for the next race?
I would love to do the wine and food one in, I guess, November.
Food and wine, October 1st. Yeah.
October 1st. Okay.
So that's a nighttime race. Have you ever run a nighttime race before?
No, but I'm a night owl, so I think that would suit me better. Getting up at 3 a.m. is just insane because usually that's when I'm going to bed.
So Lisa, what'd you guys do? What'd you guys do after the race?
Went to the Grand Floridian and got an awesome massage.
Did you really?
Yes.
Did you go with Laura Spencer?
Yes, we all went as a group, or it was staggered times, but yeah.
Did Laura run?
Yeah, Laura ran.
Oh, I didn't see her the whole weekend. I didn't even see her.
She's
carrying people around.
Big time now, Noel.
I know. Now she's too big for us.
No. Laura was very good. She was at Casino. She stopped by and said hi at Casino. I saw her at Wide World of Sports. I think Laura's team did a great job of coordinating the event. Here's the other thing that I thought. So having run it last year and run it again this year. Last year there was transportation only from 3 hotels to the race event. This year it was like 9 or 10 different hotels. Vastly superior transportation this year. And then last year too, when we were at some of the hotels asking about transportation, many of the staff didn't know that there was even a race going on that weekend. So it wasn't like Disney had publicized it. But now, I mean, this weekend, there was a whole princess vibe, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. There was definitely a whole princess thing going on all weekend.
It seemed more organized than ever before. Really was.
Way more organized. Yeah, and they doubled the number of people. So they went from 6,600 to 13,500 women and 500 men. So more than doubled.
Cool.
I thought it was fantastic. Actually, I think they did a great job. I'm really anxious to see what they do with food and wine, because if they start off strong with that, if they get between 5,000 and 7,000 with that. By the way, Lisa, that's a great half marathon if you're running the marathon in January. That actually does give you enough time to have twins, maybe. I'm just saying it's an idea. Anyway,
excellent. I'll put it on my goal sheet.
There you go. It's always about documenting your goals. Thanks for coming on the show.
Oh, thanks a lot for having me.
Great. And of course, you can check out Lisa's, she blogs, workoutmommy.com, and of course on Twitter. So thank you very much, Lisa, for all your time.
Thank you.
And don't forget, this episode of WDW Today has been sponsored by All-Star Vacation Homes. And, after a long marathon, or if you're like myself and Newell, maybe you just want to go wait for the runners somewhere, why not go to an All-Star Vacation Home? That's right. Get an All-Star Vacation Home, and, you can have beautiful amenities. So that way, if you need to go for a race, you'll have no problem falling asleep the night before because, nice, comfy bed, king-size beds. Everyone gets their own bedroom. These are just some of the great amenities you'll find in an All-Star Vacation Home. So luxury can be attained, and it can be for a fraction of the price. that you would have if you were trying to get that same kind of stuff at Walt Disney World property. Check them out online at www.allstarvacationhomes.com. You can find our older episodes, read our show notes, or send us your comments. Visit the WDW Today website at wdwtoday.com. For our Len Testa, Mike Scopa, Mike Newell, and Lisa Gully, I'm Matt Hochberg. We'll see you on the next show.
Stupid Judy, stupid energy.
This has been a production of Mouse World Radio.